Georgia are into the last 16. Can the FAI get Willie Sagnol now? Plus, England fans turn on Gareth Southgate, and the FAI have released the details and prices of the Nations League package, and we say farewell to two Irish broadcasting legends. It's Lansdowne Roar. David Dunn here, joined by Martin Prendergast. You're very welcome to another episode, another edition of Lansdowne Roar. And as always, if you like what you see, you love what you hear, scan that QR code, hit that subscribe button, head over to our Twitter, Facebook, and our Instagram. And if you want opinions, head over to lansdowneroar.ie. That is lansdowneroar.ie. Martin, how are you doing? Have we recovered from yesterday's shenanigans? You were out on the town, weren't you? You were in London. You were the king of London town yesterday.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I watched the I watched the England game in central London because I was quite confident that I knew they were through, so I knew it wouldn't kick off if they got out. So that was a bit of a safe choice. But yeah, I met up with some friends in London. It was a very enjoyable evening on the Guinness in the Devonshire, which I've often mentioned on the show before. So
what was the Guinness like?
Really good. Yeah,
best you said you weren't impressed. You said you weren't
impressed. I went to another place. The Toucan. I went to the Toucan as well, and that one reckon they've got the best pint in London, but no, that wasn't as good at all. No,
I've heard the Coach and Horses just around the corner from Casson Street, a particular theatre, is actually supposed to be very good. It's one of the best pints of Guinness there as well. Of course, I can't sample the creamy goodness of alcoholic Guinness anymore, but I heard it's very good. Well, it's good for London Guinness, it's not really. It doesn't travel well. Yeah,
no, it was good. Good fun game. But I mean, interesting watching the group stages, which is finished obviously this evening. So yeah, I've enjoyed the tournament so far, and yeah, I'm looking forward to the knockout bit because that's where the pressure comes now, and there's some good football.
That's where it really shines. Speaking of the knockout bit, our leading topic really is of course Georgia, who are managed by Willie Sagnol. There they are. They are through to the last 16. They beat Portugal 2-0 tonight. A bit of a shock there. They go through as one of the best third-place teams on 4 points. Now, of course, it's believed, as you know, unless you've been hiding on a rock somewhere, that the FAI were supposed to have Willie Sagnol. That is my bunny in the background if you hear cage rattling. Or a feds. But the FAI couldn't put Willie Sagnol in the cage. That sounds wrong. They couldn't get him apparently before the Euros because, they qualified and they missed out on their top target. And that's why we ended up with another interim manager. That's what we're led to believe anyway. We don't know. But the question that we want to ask here, Martin, is with Georgia into the last 16, have the FAI missed out? Have they missed their man? Because, that's a fantastic achievement. It's their first major tournament. They're into the knockout stages, and that's going to raise some eyebrows across the continent, is it not?
It is. I mean, I did watch the game. I mean, and let's be clear though, Portugal rested a lot of players; they were ready through. So to get the context right, but they set up really, really well, and it's the best night in Georgian football history. I mean, we've travelled there and struggled a few times, and like perceived minnows against us when we played them in previous qualification groups. But fantastic night for them, and the celebrations on the pitch are really good to see. And, even during the game, they met McCoy just mentioned how hard they work for each other and how organized they were. And you can really see that, every tackle save was really celebrated and a real good bond, like a band of brothers, to be honest. That's exactly what we need, Ireland. That's what our squad needs. We need to be organized. And I just think now we're going to be, we probably missed the boat with him. Not that I'm getting carried away of one, like that performance, but we were linked with him. He is going to raise eyebrows now, that result today around the continent, as you said. And other teams are going to come to him, but Georgia won't want to let him go. They'll have had a really positive experience now, whatever happens in the Euros going through to their first ever Euros, and they've got through. So it's amazing.
What have I always said about international football, Martin, since you've known me? International football, unless you got a galaxy of stars in your team, like in England or France, it's all about having your house in order. Just have your house in order. That is 9/10 of the battle. And that will get you need a bit of luck, obviously, to get you through. But that is a massive part of it. Have your house in order. They have their house in order. And they've done really, really well. Fantastic for them, really. Maybe not so fantastic for the FAI. And that's if you want Willie Sagnol. Of course, Willie Sagnol does have some baggage. Of course, he made some unfortunate comments about well, they're out there anyway. We won't mention them on this particular platform, but they are out there, and who knows? But I mean, if they don't, no, we're not going to go down the rabbit hole. I was going to ask, if they don't get Willie, who will they get? We'll see in the fullness of time. But fair play to them, fantastic. Of course, another team through to the final, the last 16. I mean, we knew it anyway. Martin, you were delighted celebrating it last night. Of course, it's England, but you wouldn't know it with the way the England fans have gone on. Apparently, as there's a picture there, if you're listening on the podcast version, we put a picture up of Gareth Southgate going over to the fans, and in that same picture, you can't see in that picture, but he's getting like the two fingers. He's got beer thrown at him as he goes over to clap them. Of course, they had a boring 0-0 draw with Slovenia, and he had a 1-1 draw, of course, with Denmark, and he barely beat Serbia in the first game. So they've gone through on 5 points as group winners, and they face Slovakia in the next round. So you'd fancy them for the quarterfinals, really. But Martin, it's all gone. It's all gone. P-tong, as you would say.
Yeah, it has. But that they are through, and they're going to make the point. I mean, they've got through and played really, really poorly, and been out very uninspiring kind of performances. But it's knockout football now, and anything can happen. And I know nothing's really fired. That they're the experiment, which I can't believe they actually did with Trent Alexander-Arnold, and then I know Foden's left the camp for family reasons. I think he's got to be back at the birth of his child or something like that. So it just seems a bit chaotic at the moment what's going on. But, Gareth Southgate, what he had done, which I think is, in a way, parallels of Irish football, whoever is the manager, you'd have to engage with the public. And I think he did that really well. He made kind of the English public fall in love with England football again. And it's just going a bit wrong now. And I think he's certainly going to go for the job, win or lose it, that he's going, because he's not going to stay on.
It's gone stale. He should have gone out the last
stale.
tournament.
It's gone stale, but also now this is the thing of the players coming out saying, you need to be positive and encouraging of us and things like that. There's a lot of frustration. The favourites tag didn't really help them. I mean, they always qualify for tournaments, England, but they flattered to deceive, and they never. It's not fantastic football all the time either, but they'll get through past Slovakia. I mean, it would have been interesting. They were very close to getting Holland, weren't they, or Netherlands? So that could have been who they had. But they've got Slovakia. They get through. They're in the better half of the group. They could actually get to the semi-final without playing anyone decent. And, it's all going to obviously unravel. But it'd be interesting to watch now, as I said, because some of these teams have really overachieved in a sense. And I'm just sorry that we're not there. It makes it really disappointing that we're not.
Yeah, I mean, my mates there on the WhatsApp group, it's like everyone's in. They're giving out there about England got the easy side of the group again. Oh, it's terrible. I'm not sure if I said it on the last episode. I almost sort of want England. Part of me, like the Joker in the Batman, The Dark Knight, and he's like, add a bit of chaos, and everybody loses their minds. Got a part of me sort of would like to see what happened with Irish Twitter if England actually won the Euros or won a major tournament. I'd say going to meltdown.
But you think they're even like going back into like World Cup 1990? They were under a lot of pressure there with that. When we played them, and 1-1 with us, 1-0 against Egypt in that group, and then struggled I think against the Dutch as well. So, then they got through and they got better and better. I mean, I don't know if I kind of share my age now, but I remember Bobby Robson was under an awful lot of pressure going into that because he was already leaving. And
called the traitor, wasn't he?
The press were against him. He actually changed it mid-tournament. He played a sweeper in that tournament. He brought Mark Wright into it. So
he changed it after the Ireland game because he knew he had to match us for physicality.
Yeah,
and then he changed it. I think after that he brought the sweeper in and actually started playing football because he couldn't do it against Ireland. We didn't let you play. Yeah. We never let you play football.
But and to be honest, I just have a nagging feeling. I think they'll get to the semi-finals and maybe even the final again because they can grind out results and they just need some of their big players to really step up. Like Foden hasn't done anything. I know Bellingham had that moment, but they haven't had the kind of spark yet, and it could happen. Like David Platt was that in 1990 for them. He had a fantastic tournament, didn't he? And Lineker. I mean, Harry Kane could just go on a run of scoring goals. You just don't know.
Who could he get? Who could England get in the quarters?
It's the Italian side of the draw, isn't it? I think. I'm not sure.
They're not great.
No.
They're not great at all. But yeah, Slovakia.
I mean, it's interesting as well. Like, but Belgium, who we played obviously in a pre-tournament game recently, they their fans were booing them as well. I think it's a
Sort
little
of
bit of that
the Bryony
with
went over.
the fans are being a bit funny, like just over there. They're quite scathing and critical of their team and stuff, I suppose. Whereas I think Irish fans were always kind of supportive, at least, aren't we? I've never really seen many times where we turned on them.
No.
Cyprus away 5-2. That's the only time I can really.
I mean, that was deserved. Like, that was a whole different ball.
Yeah, but it's very horrible. I've said it on the podcast. It was horrible that night. People just.
Was it Martin? Did you need counselling afterwards? The
language. No, it was.
It was really the F words. The bad F words, Martin.
No, it was bad because like families were there as well, and like when you're calling someone dropping the bombs, that's not needed.
What do you mean? It's football.
Nah.
You've never stood next to me at a football match, like, as a fan. Trust me. Like, not in the media section. In the media section, I am a professional. The epitome of decorum. But when I'm in with the fans, when I'm in my people, Martin, my public, I let me hair down. What's left of it.
But that's what it is, though. That's what football fans is. It is a chance to kind of give out and kind of let yourself go, isn't it? I've no problem with that, but I just think, sometimes
the language.
You
sound like Steve Staunton after Saipan.
No, I just don't think the personal I just don't get the personal stuff. I don't get that. You don't have to call someone a C and this and all that. You don't have to. You don't. Do you think?
Yeah. I think that's all part of it. I don't know.
No.
It's fun. It's yeah. I mean, as long as it doesn't go too far. Come on. The use of the C word now. We can't say in this because the YouTube algorithm would go, man. We use that quite. I say that to each other, in a nice way. Good morning, you. But anyway, England again. Anyway, they're starting on through. They probably end up winning it, and then Southgate will probably give two fingers to the fans. It's kind of funny, but
well, interesting to with the Southgate thing is they're already referring to him going to be leaving, and that is Carsley in. Are they going to appoint in-house? I did read that. So
saw that.
Potter as well. Graham Potter's another one in the line for it. They are going to think of Carsley.
Is there anything there? Like, I mean, TalkSport, right, have it there, Sport Bible. So the most prominent one I could see there, carrying that story is TalkSport. They're the only one. No one else is carrying it. They're calling it an exclusive. Alex Crook. It's his story, Martin. Just saying. Probably doesn't have a lot of legs, him. Mr. If you're wondering who Alex Crook is, he was the guy that spoke to Evan Ferguson and went, okay, can he play for England? Maybe. And he goes, no. and why is that? Because I'm Irish. Well, according to TalkSport, they've drawn up a contingency plan in the event Southgate leaves at the end of Euro 2024. It says that he's held in high regard after leading the under-21s to Euro glory last summer. He turned down the Ireland job. Graham Potter, as you said, perhaps Eddie Howe. They haven't spoken to anybody. That just sounds like complete conjecture. I don't go with that with Carsley. I don't think they're basically looking at that going that Southgate was the under-21s manager, and he got it before. That's how he got it, and they'll do the same with Carsley. I'd be absolutely shocked if he got that, especially with the players they have now, because they actually have genuine world-class players. So, but we'll see what happens anyway. So let's have a look at the FAI's Nations League ticket. They've put 3 games on a single ticket. They've released the prices of those earlier today. So we're just going to have a look here. These are the games, just as a reminder. Of course, it starts in September. Ireland against England at home. Then it's Ireland against Greece in that same window. And then you got Ireland against Finland in November. These are the prices that they come out with. I'm just going to read them out for the benefit of those listening to the podcast. Category A, this is per ticket, by the way, €190. Category B, 175. Category C, 150. Category D, 135. A family ticket with an asterisk, I don't know what the asterisk means, €400. Junior ticket with an asterisk, 75. Premium level 1, 250. Premium level 2, 220. Premium level 1 family, 575. Premium level 2 family, 475. Now, Martin, you are the ticket girl, so I want you to take us through that. On the outstep, looking at that, you go, robbing bastards. However, having broken it down properly, it seems like, actually it does seem like decent value, doesn't it, for what it is?
Yeah, it's not bad value. I mean, look, again, people have brought the season ticket and they had less than last year. You know, the season ticket wasn't as popular, but we have a very loyal fan base and we did sell out a lot of them. It's not a bad deal at all, but you know, I think the problem they're going to have is they're asking people to kind of, you know, fund this now, this time of year when people are booking holidays or just finished school and got a lot of expense. You're trying to get people to commit to the free game package to go to the England game, basically, and then do you really want to go to the other two and what's going to happen with them? Because they haven't worked out individually that, you know, that like individual match prices because they're not going to sell them. They're saying that at the moment. But what will happen is they'll sell a lot of these. They will end up having the other games going on general sale, or they'll just have not everyone will go to it. You know, they'll be half empty again. But it's important the FAI commercially get money in. But yeah, I get your point. It isn't bad value. It had, you know, in the context of what people paid already out for their season tickets, which was 6 games. This isn't too bad. You know, it is. It's more. You know, it does work out. I've done the maths on it. You know, that what I paid for my season ticket this year. If I had to kind of split that in half, I have got value out of it. It would be, you know, cheaper if I equate the last 3 games against this one here, this package for the 3 games. So I have got a good deal out of it. Just to stress as well, though, on the family ones, it does look a very good value deal there, but they're not going to sell a lot of those. Their packages,
No.
they want to be pushing to get the money out of the fans, right? So they're not going to have a lot of the family level ones available. What it's very interesting actually, they're pricing on the premium and premium 1 and 2. What that basically means is locations. So that it's the west and east. The 220 ones, they're premium level 2. They're for south. They're a bit cheaper. And then you've got, but I mean, we struggle to sell out the premium level. And then you've got the family ones as well. As again, I can't stress enough, there won't be a lot of those because they want to get the sales of it. I think as well, the English FA for that important game, you know, we're going to be worrying a little bit of, what will our allocation be for Wembley? And, you know, I think they're going to try and do a reciprocal arrangement. I think they did say, like, will we give them a bigger number for coming to Dublin and then we'll get a big number? That deal will probably suit England better than us, because if we had to give them, for example, 5% or 10%, wherever it is, we're only giving them that. But 10% of Wembley is 9,000. So, you know, we're not going to bring 9,000, I don't think. So it's just interesting.
There'll be Irish watching it, though.
There will be.
Yes,
there will be. Yeah. So yeah, look, it's all interesting. But again, you know, the proof will be if what the uptake will be, and I think there has been chat a little bit just to see with the kind of commercial directors of, you know, do you think you've got this right, and are we going to be able to sell this, basically?
Yeah. I mean, especially with no manager, God knows what we're going to have in September. Imagine it was a twist and we ended up with Gareth Southgate as a manager. But tell us what you think out there, our Roar faithful. Do you think they've got it right? Will you be availing of this? Tell us what you think in the comments. We are Irish football's most interactive podcast. Well, we like to think we are, Martin, don't we?
Yeah.
And thank you for that, Martin. Our ticketing guru, but if you need a ticket, get in touch with Martin. It's not right, Martin.
Someone did ask me actually about the women's. Just interesting one actually. Women are playing on Friday. I think it's the 12th or 11th. I think it is. Let me just double check the date because it's Friday. Yep, it's Friday the 12th, and they're playing at Carrow Road. That is sold out now, that game, but you can still get tickets in the Island End. So the away tickets are still available. So, but it's through Wembley. Like England Wembley. Google that.
Yeah.
Tickets. It's through them. But
the women's team is huge over here.
Yeah.
Nice. In England, it was a stupid place to put it for Irish fans in Norwich.
Yeah, it's annoying, because it's a game in the evening and so. But look, Dave, a little bit of exclusive. and get out to the camera. There's my tickets come through. There we go.
Yay! Where's
Very
mine?
nice. Yeah, well, surely you're applying for a media badge for that, aren't you?
Moving on. Actually, on some sad news. Actually, it wasn't a good day yesterday for Irish broadcasters. Of course, first the news came through that legendary GAA commentator, RT commentator, Michal O'Muircheartaigh, I hope I've said that right, he has passed away there, and I mean, he's 93 years of age. Hell of an L innings there, man, and some lovely tributes came through, actually, surprisingly, from Chris Kamara on Twitter. Just says, just heard the sad news from Nicky Byrne and Cormac88, whatever that is, and that the legendary commentator Michal O'Muircheartaigh. Am I saying that correct?
Yep.
Muircheartaigh has passed away. Although he says Michael. Myself and Jeff Stelling spent a cracking week with Michal. Sorry, I'm reading it phonetically. Michal, as he educated us on the GAA. We went from grassroots to the All-Ireland final. RIP, Michael, you were a top fella. Or sorry, Michal, but he's written Michael. And then Jeff Stelling, in response to that, goes, it was like Michelangelo trying to teach a couple of painters and decorators. His patience was unending. A marvellous man. Two guys really at the top of the profession there, Martin. Of course, you're a GAA man. So you would have obviously listened to Michal over the years.
Yeah, very sad news. I mean, like, great innings. Someone actually said, "Oh, it's very sad, isn't it?" And I went, "But he's 93 years old. He had a cracking career, and yeah, synonymous with GAA and the commentaries, and absolutely brilliant tribute by Marty Morrissey on the news on RTE, which I've seen on Twitter as well. And very educated man. I didn't realise that he actually was a GAA coach, and he coached Dublin-based Kerry lads when they were playing back in like very good famous Kerry teams back in that time, and yeah, like just a school teacher, very, very educated man, and yeah, did really, really well with it. And yeah, synonymous, as I said. And what was funny, I love his commentaries that he would great quips and quotes and things, but he it was very Irish in a sense that he would know everyone. It was all from memory. A lot of the things he would say, and he didn't have all the stats in front of him, but just some very funny things. I mean, I was fortunate once I met him before in All Ireland. I remember my dad said to me, go and meet him because he's like a legend kind of thing. And he said, "Oh, where are you from?" And I said, "Oh, Kilkenny," but also said like based in London. And he was saying about, just some random GAA player. With, oh yeah, they were from that part, and I'm going, oh right, didn't realize that. But yeah, just all this kind of the font of knowledge, really. So yeah, very.
I love his comment about Sean O'Halpin.
Yeah, brilliant.
His father's from Fermanagh, his mother's from Fiji, neither a hurling stronghold. Yeah, it's a couple there in the Irish Examiner. Teddy McCarthy to Mick McCarthy, no relation. Mick McCarthy back to Teddy McCarthy, still no relation. It's very Irish, isn't it? Yeah, some classicals there. Pat Fox has it on his hurl and is motoring well now, but here comes Joe Rabbit, hot on his tail. I've seen it all now, a rabbit chasing a fox around Croke Park. Just name to you. No, very sad indeed. And of course, we lost another broadcasting legend as well. On the same day, actually came out about an hour, I think, after that. And there he is, Tommy Gorman, passed away. I think he was 68. Of course, footballing circles will know him as the man who interviewed Roy Keane back in 2002 when he was trying to basically get him to think of the children and come back into the Ireland fold. And even then, Roy wouldn't do it. The power of persuasion, unfortunately. Tommy didn't have him that day, but a very sad loss. He retired a while ago, didn't he? He actually had a cancer scare. And then he said, he was talking about how, you need to, you throw yourself into work is a great distraction, but you need to think about life. A great lesson, believe me.
Yeah.
And just very sad. Seemed to be very young. Was there a cause of death released?
No, I didn't see that. No, but what I did see interesting was, still kind of heavily linked with football towards the end, even that
Sligo Rovers.
Things. Yeah, there's good money towards the Sligo Rovers Development Fund rather than in lieu of flowers. I thought that was a bit classy, and yeah, it's good.
seemed like a hell of a nice man. No, very
But I
sad.
remember that
Very sad.
interview. I mean, that interview that was mad, and I remember like that. I remember having that, putting that on the big screen in the pub. You know, that was on. We showed it on the news because it was going to be on. So yeah, just crazy time.
Watched it with my mate Frank in his house. Brian Dobson doing the intro. I think Eamon Dunphy helped set that up with Michael, who's also gone. The former, what was his name? The agent, Michael, Roy Keane's agent,
Kennedy.
Michael Kennedy. Yeah, he's also passed, sadly, as well. Yeah. Very private man, and I think he got in touch with Eamon Dunphy, and who'd be a good man to get. Oh yeah, Tommy Gorman.
I think we did speak about like since the last show when we spoke about the overlap and stuff. Roy Keane was asked about the Ireland job and things like that, Jesus. And I have had the opportunity to listen to it, and I know you were wanted to apologise on this one about anything you've ever said bad about Roy Keane. No, I'm joking. But what I thought was interesting, no, just on the thing of Michael Kennedy. Well, that's why you reminded me to bring it up, like how when he like in the contract negotiations, and that he kind of said, oh, like. Oh yeah, look, I know, Roy, you're very disappointed. Like he was just on the phone to him from having a chat with Roland Smith, I think it was, who was the main board of directors, like Man United at the time, and he was doing the contract negotiation, and he rings Roy Keane up, and then Roy's going, this is like he's saying, this is what they've offered, and he goes, yeah, I know you're and like Roy Keane was going, that's amazing, yeah, brilliant. And he's going, no, I know you're disappointed, Roy. I know you're disappointed, but yeah, let me. But he got him like near enough double. It was crazy. Like but like a very, I know someone who was linked family wise to Michael Kennedy, and he knew I was into football, and he was telling me that he's the quietest man. He's not really into football. He wasn't into football, but he just was. How he was obviously put in contact with like. From David O'Leary and things like that, and Niall Quinn and people who he worked with, and he was trusted. It was all through the Arsenal kind of links of North London.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Yeah, he had him at like 2 million. Oh, that's grand. No, you're disappointed because obviously they couldn't hear the other end of the conversation and got him at 3.75 million.
Yeah,
I presume that was a year. That was per year. I take it. Per annum.
Yeah.
Mad. Some of them are getting that a week now. It's crazy money then, but like when you see what they're on now. No, it is good. I would actually recommend going watch the overlap. It is funny. I'm sure Martin will go off and have a quite look at that later on when we're done here. And speaking of which, we're almost done here, Martin. But before we go, do you want to give us another spin? We have a competition.
Yes, we do. Yeah, we have 2 tickets for the Wolftones final last ever performance in London, which is on Friday the 5th of July. So yeah, you just need to follow our page, like it, comment on the post as well to say who you'd bring to it, and yeah, we'll announce on Saturday who is the winner of the 2 tickets. So yeah, it should be a fantastic show in Finsbury Park in London. Niall McNamee, friend of the pod, he's actually on the show support acts. Yeah, it's good undertones, Sharon Shannon band. It'll be a good kind of takeover of London by the Irish, which was always good fun back in the day, like the London Irish festivals used to happen. And again, of course, it's around the election time, so we could be celebrating the end of a certain kind of governments, I suppose.
And thank God for that. Actually, just before we go, I forgot to mention at the top, bit of family news, Martin.
Oh yeah, a bit of family news. Yeah, I've seen this on Instagram. Yeah, cousin Will got engaged. Very nice. Yeah, there he is. For the audio listeners, we've got a photo of Will. I mean, he's obviously given someone the camera and said this is happening. But yeah, and he's got the hat on as well, so it's a bit weird. I don't know if that's is that a Castore Island hat? Oh Jesus, I'd be very disappointed if it was. But no, yeah, very congratulations to him. Yeah, very proud day for the family.
Well done. Very nice looking girl, actually, whoever she may be. I can't be. She's basically covering her left face in kind of in shock for the audio listeners, anyway.
Yeah.
Actually, speaking just before we go, the Ireland white jersey is now apparently out.
Yes, it is covered in a black sky. Like, why is that black? Doesn't need to be. But if they'd have made it green, it would have been fine. But very annoying.
Everything's wrong about it. Even the picture of himself wearing it, Evan Ferguson, which I don't think he's actually wearing it. I think that's photoshopped on, and the sky's photoshopped on for definite. But if you want to get the men's fit, away shirt with the big black sky on it, that is £75. And if you want to get the junior fit, it's £55. And the women's shirt is £75 as well.
And the goalkeeper one's on there as well. But yeah, they have got. I was looking, Dave, because we're both fans, I think, of the jacket,
nice,
weren't we?
£115 for the long sleeve men's fit. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Martin.
No, but we were looking, weren't we, we liked the rain jacket. I think there was some of that. Some of the bits
Beautiful.
we liked, kind of the little limey green kind of colour. And yeah, but still no luck on some of this stuff, I don't think, and can't get it in England. And so yeah, we've got to wait till we're over in Ireland to start
to not get it,
to have a look around, find them.
They got key rings. They got like a story key ring. Got the old shirts on there. They have air fresheners. They got bottles. They got all sorts of stuff in the FAI shop. But I can't even get my essential stationery kit. I can't even get that sold out. The pennants sold out. All the stuff I want, Martin. Yeah, you can't buy it or it's sold out. But anyway. Right, we're going to leave it there. Thank you, Martin, and thank you, as always, for watching this, the Roar Faithful. We do appreciate your support. As always, please scan the QR code, head over to our link tree, hit that subscribe button. We are trying to grow the YouTube channel. Head over to our Facebook, our Instagram, and our Twitter account. And if you just want some random stuff, check us out on TikTok. We're just putting up random Irish clips on there. For the crack, sure, why not? And of course, if you want opinion, head over to lansdowneroar.ie. That is lansdowneroar.ie. I'm David Dunn. He's Martin Prendergast. We are out of here. Good night. God bless. And yeah, come on, Georgia.